Welcome to another episode of Sid Says. We are always excited because we know you are seated behind your television set, making sure that you actually join our conversation always. And I'm here with the ever beautiful, intelligent ladies who always give us a discerning understanding into our conversations. And of course, today we have a guest, like we always do, and she will definitely share her opinions with us. But before then, don't forget to go to our social media, our handles, that's Joy Prime TV. Make sure you click the share button and follow us. It's very, very important. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and enjoy the show right there. My name is Rosalie Felly, and I'm here with the ever beautiful
Arba Kumsen.
And of course, to my extreme,
right, and
our lovely guest. She's actually wearing sneakers today. I love her look, Madame herself.
Welcome, Leslie.
Thank you. So my name is Essinam Batali, popularly known as Miss Batali.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm the head of client relations and digital marketing for Glyco.
Okay.
And I'm currently here to have a conversation with you and have fun.
You're so welcome.
So it's all fun right here on Success. Anytime we take our seats, we make sure that you smile at home. And today we have two very important topics. We are talking about abuse of power. Now they say power is sweet, but do you always have to abuse it just because you are up there? Well, we'll be talking about all of that. But then also, when we talk about baby bump and photo shoots, and it's not just that. You know, there's the parties that they do. What's it called?
Reveal.
Gender reveal and all of that. Isn't necessary at all. Charlie, with that part of the world that we come from, Africa. My home I come from. Well, we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll delve into our conversations for today. Do stay with us.
And you're welcome back to the show. This is The Sixth Sense. This is where you get to hear the perspective of all these intelligent women on a range of topics. Let's delve into our very first topic, which is the abuse of power. Why do people with power do what they do? Now, this is coming on the back of a recent incident in Takoradi, Sekondi Takoradi to be specific. It was about the MCE who was in an altercation with a police officer who stood up to him because he was breaking the law. So basically, what was he doing? He wanted to get ahead of everybody else. When, there was a queue, there was a line, and the police officer said, no, you're breaking the law, and therefore, I'm going to arrest you. This doesn't happen often, with people in, public offices, in high offices, being stopped by policemen and being arrested. So, I mean, this was, out of the norm, because obviously often when you see public officers and policemen, usually what they do is, oh yes sir, and then they allow them to go, or they see them and they give them some money and they allow them to go. But in this case, the policeman stood his ground and said, I'm arresting you whether you are an MCE or an ordinary citizen, because all of us here are in a hurry. You're not the only person, and besides, you should be setting the example because you're a leader. You're supposed to lead by example. And so it went viral because of the altercation between the police officer and the MCE. Of course, the MCE was taken to court. He's been fined. He's supposed to come back again. But what example does this set? I mean, this is out of the norm because usually police officers don't do that. But what was your first reaction? Let me start with Essinam. What was your first reaction when you heard that story?
Of course, it's easy for us in this part of our world to have people abuse power just because they can, just because they have, something that other people don't. In some cases, it's money. In some cases, it's a certain position that they've been given. And for that reason, they assume that they have the power to, talk over or even abuse other people or let them feel less than just because they can. And this is a very good happening. It's a good precedent. Other policemen can take advice from it and, do better next time obviously Dampari police action in Kote.
Yes.
Dampari has
Somebody saying that this is the Dampari effect.
Exactly. Dampari has empowered them to know that nobody's above the law. You know, and so we're enjoying this kind of new freshness in the police force, and we are seeing and we're experiencing it. I think it's a good thing, and I would like to speak more on the abuse of power, maybe when we go around and come back.
Okay.
But yeah.
Also, we'll come back to you. But Rosalind, Madam Rosalind.
Class prefect.
Class prefect. No, what was your first reaction when you saw the story? Especially at the point the MC was saying, you wait and see. You see what I'll do. I'll transfer you to Enchi. And the policeman said that, listen, Enchi and the people there and the policemen there and they working to protect the country. You can send me there. I don't care. The way the guy stood up to the guy, I mean, the MC. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I must say that if we need more of such men in the police force, if only we could get a lot of them. But as much as I'm proud of the policeman, I'm wishing it was a minister. You know what I mean? I'm wishing it was a minister who actually was called to correct himself at that time. Because you see, somebody will say that because he's an MC, that's why probably the policeman was able to stand to him. But if it was a minister, he couldn't have. But I think that it's a good start. If we see such things happen, then it means that we are on a very good course. And I wish that we have everybody in power who conform to the laws and the rules, because you see, you are setting the laws. You cannot be above the laws. And I always see every leader, I always say every leader is a servant. We placed you there to serve us. We didn't place you there to walk over us. So if you are there, make sure that you serve us. But unfortunately, they are there and they are like, hey, I can't do. And you know the sad part, again, it brings you back to, you even see ministers not doing that, and you see the MC is doing it. And you ask yourself, what's going on? Who told them something? Who actually empowered them to that level? And I think that they need to understand that, look, you are working with us. You are working for us. We are paying you with the taxpayers' money. I'm not being paid with the taxpayers' money, but my tax is paying you. So you cannot tell somebody, a policeman, that...
Speaking of taxes, I don't think that a lot of these public officers have a servant mentality. They go into this business, if you like, you know, with selfish interest.
Exactly.
Of course, they'll tell you, oh, it's for the people. I'm going to do this in the interest of the public.
I know,
and I want to make, you know, my people better. I want to better the lives of my people. But really, a lot of them go in with selfish interest. And they don't really understand the servant mentality, which is that you are serving people. So the people's interests must override your own interests.
Actually, a lot of people do not understand that. From your perspective, if all of us think that we are serving the people and not leading the people, such things would not happen. Now, it doesn't happen. I mean, that incident was one of those, but it happens everywhere. When I heard of that story, I think a lot of people in power, people in politics, people, you know, their own, how do you call it, companies and stuff, they are really abusing power, because this was what came to my mind. So I was working somewhere, and I thought that was somebody abusing power right there, because you have a boss who would always want to, you know, use his power on you because I am the boss. I'm saying this because that is not the only incident. It happens everywhere. In every corner, people are really doing stuff we do not know. Because from my experience, so I worked with a company that virtually every 3 months I would have to go on suspension for no reason. But
for reason, say it.
I'm saying the truth.
For reason.
For no reason.
Like that.
For
no reason. You are fighting.
You are like that. You are like that.
And I'm sorry. Really?
For no reason. Why you go on suspension for no reason?
Explain to us, because this for no reason, it's difficult to believe.
So see, you would have people that mine had to do with somebody who said, I'm in love with you. And because of that, if I say do this, if I say we're going out, let's go on an assignment. And sometimes the assignment, you go and it's not an assignment. So I stopped going. Because abuse. Kind of. And it's harassment. It's part of it. Because it's power right there, being abused. Because you have been placed there for a reason for you to serve. And I am there, I'm working, because I am under you, you would want to use your power to do whatever thing. I would always go on suspension. And our CEO one time was there, and I think he didn't hear me on air reading news or something. Then he called the station and he was like, but where is Na? So she's gone on suspension. What did she do? And when I went to work, you know the letter they give to me? Every 3 months, gross disrespect. When you've not done anything, between...
You've done something, you didn't accept.
Whatever, but I am the only one who knows what I was going through. This is the boss who wants to have his way with you.
Which is wrong.
Which is wrong. It's power being abused. You see, these things go on. So for that policeman to do what he did, I think for me, even though I stood my ground and everything, at the end of the day, like, I was not comfortable at the workplace anymore. You'd have to leave. But that was where I should get my, ends meet from.
And it's happening with a lot of girls out there, where even now, if you should rise in the company, people think that you actually
had your way out
with somebody to get there. So people are not thinking that you worked hard to get there.
Exactly.
I mean, I remember I had a job somewhere, and I heard a comment that I got a job because of my body. Somebody, did something with me to get there. And I'm like, yo, I don't sleep at night. Like, I wake up at 4 a.m. to go and work. And that is how I got myself where I am today. So don't sit there and think or say what you're saying. But it's because there are other people who are abusing power and making the girls do what they don't want to do to get there. So even when you do it well, like you work hard to get to the top, people think that. And even not just in our companies, in our churches as well.
It happens everywhere, every corner. Every corner.
Our churches is that the pastors feel they are the most superior beings in there, and they don't listen to anybody else.
And their wives also feel like they are
and so there's abuse of power in the church as well. Where the commoner struggles to tell the pastor, you didn't do this right. Can we do it like this? Can we do it like that? If you say it, you go into the pastor's bad books. And if you don't take care, when you have problems, don't pray for you.
And the preaching topic will be about you. Even in marriages, right? Even in marriages, there's still abuse of power because, you see, I always say that whoever has the most money has the power.
Whether the woman or the man.
So you find marriages where people feel like just because they have the money, they can treat their partners anyhow. And that's how come people say that women become different creatures when they are when they have money or and they are married, and so men will still always fight this equality thing. It's because people who have money feel like just because they have money, they can be authoritative and tell people to do things at their own expense. You cannot afford to treat people anyhow just because you have the power. You have something over them. Sometimes it's not even money, but maybe you've learned a secret about somebody and you are at work and you are using it to blackmail them. You are a demon. Maybe you've also learned, maybe you found a way that to do something and they don't know how to do it, and so you are moving on ahead. It won't kill you to teach them, but if you use that to lord over them, you are also a demon. You see, there are witches and wizards flying, not only at night.
Not only on broomsticks.
Not only on broomsticks. Witches.
Right. Araba, what's your take?
So basically, I mean, the question is, why do people with power do what they do? Why are they incentivized to do what they do? Because they can do it and get away with it.
Power is power.
Exactly. They can do it and get away with it. So the point is that maybe we are not setting the right examples. For example, when somebody is in leadership and does something wrong, immediately the person must be sanctioned so that it serves as a deterrent to others. And really, when you're in leadership, you have to lead by example, right? So once people see that, hey, if the minister does this and they are sanctioning him, me, an ordinary Ghanaian, if I do it, the same thing will befall me. So I think it's important for us to make sure that everybody is equal before the law when it comes to wrongdoing. Everybody must be sanctioned when they do wrong.
And that's one reason why I'm so proud of Dampare, because he has put in a system.
Pronounce his name well.
DCOP Dampare.
Dr. George Ekufu Dampare.
You said you had a crush on him the last time. Did you get in touch with him?
Let's go back to the topic at hand.
Anyway, so I really like that thing that he's brought into the system, where we had our musicians even being put in check, because in the past our musicians could just pick up a phone and do whatever they want to do.
Whatever they want to say.
Whatever they want to say.
The message he's trying to send is that all are equal before the law.
Exactly.
So don't think that you can get away with
From
it.
the top to the
And
down.
I love that. I love that about
Listen,
it.
I
I was going to say that, there's a reason why the ministers would not do certain things and then the MCs would do it, because, you see, a little learning is a dangerous thing.
Okay.
There are some people that have experienced power for so long, they are used to it, and breaking the law doesn't seem like something they would want to do just because they have a lot to lose. But these one-time prophets, these people who have been given just a little power, one-man church prophets, who think that's Omabaso, they are the ones who usually you would find breaking the laws. And please, when you catch them, mafia them. Okay?
Mafia them.
Anyway, we want to go on the street to hear what people have to say about the abuse of power. Why do they do what they do when they are put in position?
Right.
Let's hear.
Whether you are a political appointee, whether you are a leader somewhere or anything, if you are supposed to be in traffic, you should be in traffic so the traffic moves. Don't jump traffic. Don't try to be like, I'm going for government official duty and other things. Each and every individual in the country is going for official duties.
So coming into power is to lead and to direct them in order to bring progress into the society. So abusing power for my personal benefit would not benefit me. It would rather end up inflicting more wounds on future generations yet unborn.
So personally, I think that people who abuse power should be beaten. Yes, they deserve to be beaten. That is what I think. Because they are the very people who took oath. They swore to serve the very people of Ghana. So if you swore to, or if you swear to work in the interest of the people, then what you have been expected to do is just to do what you've swore to do. If you are going about abusing the very power that has been vested in you by the people, then I think there's only one thing that can be done to you. That is to be beaten.
And well, I don't know how you go about it to solve it, but if anything can be done, then it should be done as early as possible, because we have leaders here in this country who are abusing power for their own personal gains, and personally I think it's a wrong act. So we should find ways and means to just abolish that act.
As for this abuse of power, I think maybe as they're in power, they feel they're over everyone, and then they have the authority to do whatever they want, like blowing off sirens when it's not needed. Maybe they feel big enough to stay in traffic, so sitting in traffic for long, but since at least they've gotten that little power that they can put on their siren and then move forward when there's traffic, why not?
When it comes to government officials abusing of power, I think it's something that is difficult to keep, because they say they know the rules. They promise us to come and protect us, and at the same time there are people who are infringing the rules. Let's talk of 3 days ago, I saw a soldier man jumping red light. So I don't know, there are people who are to protect us and they are doing so. So for me, I think it's to be difficult to keep that.
Well, I've witnessed that, especially when I close from lectures and I'm going home, that a parent person will be coming, all the cars have to move to one side for the person to come and pass and do stuff. So sometimes it pisses me off, because I don't really know the reason why they do that.
Because some of them just abuse it. Maybe they are not in a hurry, they are not going anywhere important, but they still use it. So I think they should give a valid reason. If not, then they arrest them for it.
I think that they are humans, and so we should treat them as how we treat every other human, whether rich or poor, government appointee or not. So if they break the laws, they have to be punished, whomever they are. As long as you've broken the law, you need to be punished. And I don't think that it's right that they think because they are appointees of government, they try to override on certain things or try to take advantage of their positions to get things that they want.
Welcome back. You've heard the views of people. Well, maybe if the law can actually deal with them when they go wrong, they will change. Like Araba said, we just need to see more.
Will they?
Hopefully.
Will they?
That's a good question. Will they change? Because the thing is that you have to be seeing more examples of this. Like, so people in positions who abuse power being sanctioned will send a message to other people not to do it. But if you have one or two and maybe you're taking them through the legal process, going to court, and it's dragging and you're not seeing anything, and then the person is still there, you don't, it's like there's no real progress. Nothing much is being done.
At least we saw is it Prophet or Bishop also Bempa being sanctioned, and we've seen a lot of men of God keeping quiet because of that.
No, it's a good thing that the MCE has been suspended.
Yes.
That serves as a deterrent. It also is good that he's going through the legal process. He has been charged, and I think, so
it's an all-round thing.
Yes.
Whoever you are, a pastor, MCE, whoever, musician, lawyer, whoever. So, like, it's really a good thing. And if we should all stand up like what the policeman did. I mean, like I said the other day, that we should know our rights. We should know our rights. Don't just stand there, people say anything to you, and then you just buy into it.
You know what? In as much as the policeman's, how would I call it? What he did was courageous. There are some people who are saying that maybe he could be targeted because he stood up to somebody with power, you know. And maybe, I mean, it could be targeted.
That's why I said, I wish the man in power was a minister and not an MC, because that would have made me feel, you know, okay, so he stood up to a minister.
The point I'm asking about the policeman is that if he's targeted, won't it, you know, scare other people from doing exactly what he's doing?
But with what is going on, I don't think he'll be targeted. I think
what I feel should be done is that maybe the police should...
It's possible.
It's possible. It's possible.
With the court of public opinion invested in this case, you can't afford to target him, because if something happens to him right now, everybody will know that.
So he should have a backup.
Yeah. So he has the public behind him with that. And I think that's this thing. It doesn't start from just when we're older. Even in high school, just because you're a senior and someone is a junior, you tend to bully the person.
Bullying
you tend to send the person on errands that you yourself you won't go on to. You tend to be the boss
that under the cover of a
how? It's called how.
It's called what?
How.
So they have a name for it in the secondary schools. Like when they are abusing the freshers. When they come in,
they are
homo in there.
I think it has to be stopped, because it actually leaves scars on some people. Some people are never able to recover.
But some also enjoy it.
Yeah, because somebody was telling me, no, actually, you know what? A friend actually told me there was a boy who was locked up in his chop box. He nearly died.
Oh.
Yes.
Even in Nigeria, we
hear these things.
A boy was bullied and beaten and all that. You
and
heard
he
that
eventually
story.
died.
And he eventually died. And so there are people, not just physical pain, but emotional scars that they carry for the rest of their lives. And so it's important that we stop these things even at those stages. We give seniors too much power. Again, it's from our society, because when you're born first, you are supposed to have power over the next child, and so you feel like you can lord it over them. We are taught that just because you are older, you are right. A younger person does not have an opinion to speak up against an older person. And so even when you go to school, you think that your juniors do not have the right to talk back. And then you complete school, you go to university, and you get some SRC position, and you think that people are supposed to bow to you just because. And then you move into... Yes, and then you marry, and you think that your wife is not supposed to speak.
It now becomes a normal thing.
And you think that your wife should not have an opinion. Your husband should not have an opinion just because you are who you are. You get what I mean? So we have been conditioned into, so it will take an attitudinal reformation to get us back on track, to know that there are some things that you can't take advantage of just because you have the power.
If only we can have, I don't know if it should be a law being passed with this secondary school thing, because it's actually worrying. We think it's a joke, but it's that bad. Some people are scarred, they never recover, never. You know, some are really, really beaten to the core.
Really?
Yes, with the belt. The senior
Yes.
beats them with the belt
Especially
when they're
the-
sleeping and all
the
of that.
most
To what end? To what end? Have they committed any crime?
Nothing.
What
So
is it? It's all part
You
of
should
the
have
same
the
thing.
you should have the
So
SHS
when you get
experience.
to when you get to the senior level, you,
You
are
also-
yearning
But what
to
is
do
an
it also.
experience when
do
that
it.
experience becomes, I don't know, traumatic for
Exactly.
you going
Well, yeah.
forward?
So
It's
something
still an
must be done
experience.
about
It's a
it.
bad
I think society must
experience.
frown
Yes,
on
it
it.
is.
Society must frown on it because we've come to accept it and see it as a normal thing. If not, then we should be talking about it like we are doing right now. So we should stand up to it and, you know.
We should, and I'm just hoping that one day a law will be passed against it.
Yeah, but then we can begin with a humble plea to the senior house mistresses and senior house masters, and
even
then,
the head teachers.
headmasters,
The head
and
teachers
headmistresses.
can actually start
Yes,
with that
yes,
and
yes.
say that any senior who is found of, homoing,
Maybe the ministry,
it's
the
in the
ministry
schools.
of
You know
education
what?
can
Perhaps
also
you need to
step
go way
in.
back. You need to go. You start from the formative years when the child is young, and you as a parent, you need to instill some sort of principles into the child that you need to stand up for yourself. What is wrong is wrong. If you don't want to do it, speak up against it. I think it's also speaking up. Sometimes we are seen as we cower too much.
Yes,
I think
a timid person
we're
is seen
too
as
timid.
humble.
Exactly, and that is wrong. I think that it's important that we instill those principles in our
Right,
children.
right.
Once they get into school, they can stand up for themselves, and perhaps that sort of mentality can, we can break down those stereotypes as we go along.
I think I like that. Yes, most African children can. In fact, Ghanaian children. Let me bring it to this place. Can't stand up for themselves.
Sure.
They can't.
But things are changing.
You see,
A lot is changing.
they are, but as of now,
You would find Ghanaian students in US unable to even speak in class.
I'm telling you,
just because
Yes.
it's
just
not
a
part of
few
us.
are
We
confident.
cannot voice our opinion. We cannot ask questions. We
But
cannot,
when you are in school and the teacher hasn't said you can talk and you talk, you know what's going to happen, right?
That's disrespectful.
It's interesting, and I think it's kind of true because a friend of mine was telling me that even in the universities, one of the private universities, it's supposed to be open. You're supposed to be asking the question, challenging the teacher, the lecturer. If you think he's wrong or something. They actually tried challenging the lecturer, and the lecturer got offended.
Of course.
Right.
The whole point is to get the people to interact and share their ideas with you. So if you are going to be offended, how are you going to encourage them next
express
time
myself?
to
Exactly.
open
You know
up?
what? We want to take a break on this note, and when we come back, we'll just switch into our next topic. It's actually a very interesting topic. Baby bumping.
Oh my goodness.
Baby bumping. It's a trend that's happening, We've seen the birthday shoots. We've seen the pre-wedding shoots with our parents were not doing, and now it's the baby bump shoots, and some even go all bare, showing all tummy
Everything.
out. I don't know my opinion about it, but I know where I come from ain't easy at all. We'll be right back after this break. Do stay with us.
You're welcome back. You're still watching The Citizens, and the ladies are digesting issues discussed here. What do we have next, Rosalind?
Okay, so we're still on the baby bump issue before we went on break.
Yeah.
I was talking about it, where we see the bare tummy now. In the past, we don't even show our tummies because you're scared of the witches and the wizards. But now it's like a trend where
everybody
is
is
doing it.
actually.
And to the extent that you even see the breast, the only thing they cover is the nipple. Some of them just wear panty and that's it, and they're holding their tummies. And the question is it right?
Where did it come from in the
where
first
did it
place?
come
I don't
from?
know. You guys have given birth. We are yet to give birth. So tell us,
So
why would anybody want to go and show their,
bare tummy?
bare tummy to everybody, to show to the world?
I'm not in agreement with it, I must say. First of all, I think that pregnancy is a very sensitive time. is a time that you go through so many emotions as a woman. Body's changing, you know, you're preparing to have a baby that you don't even know what's going to come out of you. You know it's a baby, you know it's a human, but you don't know how the human is going to be, you know. So you are thinking and praying that, dear God, I don't want my child to be sick. I don't want to have a child without a leg. I just want to have a healthy baby. And, you know, so to me, and the part of the world that we come from, okay, where you know that we don't fight just anything. We are fighting principalities. You are coming from a world that if it's
the
way
people, they are not fighting principalities.
And that's what I said, my part of my world.
Okay, all right.
You see, we are fighting principalities here. I don't know why that's why I'm part of the world.
Wearing Wellington boots.
Thank you.
The village people
are wearing the Wellington boots. And
even
when you're wearing
yes,
because even when you're wearing boo-boo, somebody can meet you and say, hey, are you pregnant? Meanwhile, you're trying to hide it, you know, because you know where you come from. And now we are exposing it. We are even giving it to the people that even who don't like you and they are not even family members. They didn't even know you are pregnant and you are giving it to them. I remember seeing a story on Instagram. It's unfortunately, it's not supposed to be so, but I think the lady passed. She did a bear bump shoot, and somebody commented saying that the lady is not from Ghana, okay, but the guy is from. And somebody commented saying that, oh, he had had a dream that the lady had passed, so they should take the picture off. It's not advisable. Unfortunately, the lady passed.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. The question is, could it be the bump shoot? Or it was just meant to happen? I don't know. And I will say I'm not criticizing anybody who does it. It's just my opinion. I don't agree with it.
I think that it's the question is, why has it become fashionable lately? I mean, it's all down to social media. People want to share, and some even go to the extent of oversharing. You know. And once you don't indulge in that, sometimes it's like you're not part of what's happening. So you also want to share and show that, you know, I'm also part of me too, I did some, you know, that kind of thing. So I feel like sometimes people just want to share because others are doing it. They can also afford to do it. And, you know, because I honestly sit back and I wonder, what would make you want to share something like this? I would give you an example. My sister had a baby, a photo shoot for her baby bump. Is that what they call it? I was a part of it. So I took part of the photos and we shared it. So I was asking her why she wanted to do it. And she just said, oh, well, I've seen, you know, ladies my age, you know, flaunting their bellies. And it's just, you know, it's to give gratitude to God that, you know, you're carrying your baby, you know, this is a beautiful, exciting time. So why not show it off to the world? And I was like, okay, fine, if that's what you want to do, I'll help you. I'll be part of the part. And it was nice. She got nice compliments and people were saying they'll pray for the baby, safe delivery and blah, blah, blah. Some people even went into my DMs to say that, you know, they wanted to hook up with me, you know, just seeing me and my sister and her baby bump. You know, it was an interesting time. Very interesting. That's a conversation for another day.
Will you? Will you do it?
Will I do what?
Have a baby bump photo shoot?
You know, in as much as I share stuff on social media, there's some things that I try to keep private.
Exactly.
It's not everything that I'll share. Even if I'd have like a photo shoot, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't. It would just be. I think. Some people are exuberant. They do it out of youthful exuberance. They're like, oh, why? I mean, it's interesting. Let's just do it and get away with it. So. Personally, I'm not sure I would do it. But who said never say never?
So our lives are all over. There's no privacy now. I mean, what happened to our grandmothers, our grandfathers? What happened? What changed? I think that
social media changed.
I think that we
evolved.
Exactly. I think that we sometimes copy blindly because people are doing it. You ask people and they really don't. They will just tell you that, oh, I saw my friend doing it and it was nice and I loved it. People gave, you know, beautiful comments and blah, blah. But we copy blindly. Where it's coming from, you know, omono I'm a more. They use it for better things.
It's beautiful. Say
you know,
they
are rich here. They are rich here. I may use it for better things. They are using it to, you know, build proper homes and airplanes, whatever, proper things. You know, but here, you know where you are coming from. You know where you are coming from.
Yes.
The people who are doing it and you are copying from them, their culture, their setup, their setting is so different from ours. So why do you copy blindly? Or now copy and whoever. I mean, nobody will go after the Bruni. Instead of going after the Bruni to kill the baby or something, the person will use it for something better, going to, you know, innovate something that will be of benefit to everybody. But Africa, where we come from, I think Africans, everything like...
Why? Is it because Africans are envious or what? Like, what would cause you to be...
We are like the black crab.
Whether we like it
You
or
know,
not,
I don't know.
real. We cannot pretend like where we come from is like the people who live in the West. We come from a place where we fight principalities
And demons.
Period.
Even the principalities, you are fighting them, they are not going.
They are not going. Period. You see, Arba, one thing is, after you do the shoot, unfortunately, if you should lose the baby, what are you coming back to the world to tell?
That's another one.
So the point is, I mean, are you afraid of, you know, black magic? I mean, why would you?
You
be
are not afraid of black magic. And you are going to church. What are you going to do in church?
What am I going to do in church? Saying I'm a Christian.
Uh-huh.
I'm supposed to fellowship.
Where you go? You don't go and bite. You don't go and bite.
Sometimes you bite.
What do you bite?
You have to bite. You have to bite sometimes. Yes, but you also.
But
have to
also,
have
there's the angle of body positivity where people are now feeling comfortable in their bodies now to show. You know, there have been times when we didn't feel like we looked beautiful enough when we were pregnant. People feel that they are fat. People feel that their stretch marks are not nice. But people are now showing it off to show that you can still be gorgeous when you are pregnant.
Exactly.
It's a bit encouraging.
Is that the only way?
There are some people who think that, Rosalind, there are some people who think that because of how pregnancy makes you look, I don't want to be pregnant.
No,
really?
You see, one thing about pregnancy is, no matter what, you will have that low time. That body changing, it is never. You can see somebody had mother. Look, Rihanna is pregnant right now. We are admiring her. Get pregnant and see. I'm telling you, it's a different angle altogether. You know what? Yes, you feel plumpy and all, but when the stretch marks start setting in, my darling, it's not easy. I'm still fighting stretch marks. It's not because you are so used to your body in a certain way, and it actually brings a low self-esteem. Your hormones are running.
Exactly. So seeing other women do it can be inspiring for you.
It can actually break you because you're seeing Rihanna. You're like, but why am I not looking like Rihanna?
But that didn't count.
Hey, Rihanna is wearing heels. Me, I can't even walk on heels. What's so different about her? You know. When it comes to pregnancy, everybody's pregnancy is different. Every child is even different. You know, so with pregnancy, the photo shoot doesn't really tell you that it's because there are women who are actually battling a lot when they are doing the shoot.
Oh, really?
Yes, they might not even be confident, but they are doing it because they've seen others do it.
But I think people also, there should be people who do it for reasons. Probably, I'm just assuming, somebody has been barren for a very long time, and God kind of blessed
so do it and keep in your room.
No, I mean, probably, maybe when the person was pregnant, wasn't pregnant, everybody was talking. So now that I'll bring it out.
I didn't know you. I didn't tell you to say, don't come and put it in my face.
They don't care
that's
about
the world
that.
we live in today. Whether you like it or not, people are pushing content in your face. There's no way you can.
You are looking for a child. 20
and I'm
years.
excited. I'll do it.
Okay. Now, finally, God has answered your prayers. What you're supposed to do is concentrate on that child.
No,
you do the picture. I'm not saying don't take pictures. Take your pictures.
But I understand where
pray on those pictures.
I
they are your
understand
pictures.
Where Na is coming from, because if, for example, you're someone who suffered miscarriages for several years and suddenly you're pregnant,
has done it.
Yeah, it's to just inspire other people who go through the same, challenges, that you can be just like me. You can go through the challenges, but
you can tell the story without doing that.
What happened to holding the feet of your child into the camera like this and writing your story?
There's some people too who do the photo shoot and post it after they've given birth.
Well, that's
Simi,
fine.
right? Simi, the musician in Nigeria, she gave birth way before her bump pictures came out on the internet. I think that's also an angle, a way to do it. You can do the shoot and everything.
I think that would
when
be
you have
fine,
the child successfully. Then you put the pictures out there, be like, oh, thank God for a successful delivery or something.
I think we've seen some
But make sure that they deliver before they
just to deviate a bit.
As well. I think Nana Mama Brown did it. I think Yvonne
a lot
Nelson
of
did it.
people.
They announced the delivery with a bump photo shoot. Okay, I think that will work better. But when you are pregnant and bringing it out before having the baby,
now just to deviate a bit, you know, people still have issues with, even when you give birth and you bring your baby's picture on social media, and they say people still have issues with it.
What
so
issues do they have?
I mean, why do you have to put your baby that they feel that the soul is not so strong? If somebody wants to do something to the baby, the person will be able to do it. This is Africa.
African witches.
This is Africa.
I think you should just know where you're coming from.
Exactly. What's I come from Togo. not just Togo South, Togo North. I beg.
Yeah, you see,
my family members
I mean, it's actually something that we need to look at. If you know that where you're coming from is okay and you want to do it, hey, just go ahead and do it. Please yourself. We're not forcing you not to do it. But if you know where you come from, it's no joke at all, my darling. Please don't follow the crowd and regret it.
Oh yeah, be careful.
Don't follow the crowd and regret it, because you are better off smiling at home than crying at home. Because a lot of people are putting out the fake life out there, and at home they are crying. But there are people who have done these things, and now they have to, not even just losing their children, but now they have children who are sick. And they can't come out to tell the world. Wow. Yes. There are people whose marriages have broken. And they can't come out and tell the world.
As a result of what? A pregnancy shoot?
Oh, my pictures, I'm our feelings and a life, you're perfect. So put it on in the partner out, and the family pictures and all of that. Always out there. Right. And the marriage is breaking. Wow. Who are you going to tell?
You're just keeping up appearances.
You're keeping up appearances. You're taking bump photo shoots. And some of them lose the babies, but they can't say it. And who are you talking to?
Who are you fooling?
Who are you fooling? So it's best you know where you're coming from and do what you... But for me, like I said, I'm not saying take my opinion. What I'm saying is do what pleases you, but make sure you know where you're coming from. Arabana?
No, and with that, we'll take a short break. We're still continuing the conversation. Don't go away.
Welcome back from that break. This is The Sixth Sense, and I'm here with these lovely ladies. We're still having a conversation about baby bumps and whether or not, in fact, this time, whether or not you will post them on the internet. I know we've spoken so much about it. I think that some people do it and frame it and will keep it in their living rooms and their bedrooms.
Lovely.
That's very nice. That's very, but to go to the extra extent of putting it out there, what does culture say about it? What does tradition say about it? And what does even medicine say about it? Does it help emotionally? Does it boost your morale so that you know you are in good spirits and good hormones before you go and deliver? Will it help you? What do you think?
I don't know about that. But culture, I mean, if it's a good thing, I think that our parents should have practiced it. You know? So I wouldn't go for it, and I don't even think that my husband would allow it. You gave a fantastic example. If I would want to do it, then put it in your living room or something in your home, but not on social media for everybody to see. All right? That's for me.
Right. Araba?
Would I do it? I always say never because it depends. I mean, well, I don't have any problem sharing, but it depends on my mood at the time. Maybe at that time I would say, you know what, I don't want to overshare. So perhaps I'll just, usually, you know what some people do? What they do is when they give birth, then they show a picture of the baby's hands, fingers, you know, intertwined with the mother's or the father's.
Or the feet.
Then that's all they show. They don't show pregnancy before. They don't show the baby's face or nothing. Any of that. I'm teetering towards that. You know, I mean, you have to, you know, keep a little bit for yourself and not share everything.
Have a little je ne sais quoi.
The world, exactly.
In the face like that.
Yeah. I won't ask you because they say
it's a no for me. It's a no for me. Even with baby showers, like I say, please don't take it that because it's my son, you do the same. Do what pleases you. I'm not in for baby showers either. No, I don't believe it. I don't want it.
Gender reveal parties.
I don't want baby shower. What about it?
I don't want them to bring us. Exactly. You don't want them to bring us some powder.
No, I don't want anything. Look,
I want baby. How do you call it?
Baby showers.
Yeah, I just saw an article where someone was saying that instead of baby showers, can we do business showers? So, for example, if our friends have business ideas for, you know, jobs and things that they want to do,
beautiful.
Yeah, and then we commit money to them and then support them. And at the end of the day, we all benefit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know,
human beings are vain,
like,
and so
you know, when it comes to childbirth, it's life and death situation we are talking about. Right. You know, in our part of the world, again. In certain parts of the world is like pregnancy is not sickness. I didn't give birth in Ghana. And when I was pregnant, I was told it was not a sickness. So you live your life like nothing is happening, not normal. When you are in labor, you go, you give birth, and then you walk out of the hospital, you're okay. But in our part of the world, the number of pregnant women that die, where I was, people don't die like that.
Why should you even die giving birth?
Exactly. So knowing that, you are here, you are going to deal with a life and death situation. Certain things are there, I think they are not necessary. To me, please, to me, baby showers, I don't think they are necessary. I don't know what's going to happen in that hospital room. I don't know the midwife I'm going to meet. I don't know if I'm going to overbleed. I don't know if I'm going to have complications. I'm praying it doesn't happen. Okay? We are all going in there with positivity. However, I don't want a situation whereby I finish my baby shower and I'll be crying later. Let me have my baby, and when I'm smiling, I do my christening and we all joy. We all enjoy it in happiness, rather than do a baby shower and cry after. I'm sorry. As for that alone, it's a no-no for me again. But again, do what pleases you, please. Do what pleases you. Yes, Esenam?
So
you were Googling something, eh? What were you
Googling? There's no Googling.
No, I mean, gender reveal, the whole gender reveal business now has become a full-blown business in Ghana as well. You, like we said, there are a lot of uncertainties when it comes to pregnancy, and you may not know what exactly you're going to experience. So even if you do the gender review, I agree with Araba, we should do business reviews. Even if you do it and it comes out that maybe the doctor had it wrong or something was wrong.
It happens.
How would you?
A friend of mine actually was told that she was having a girl. Okay, she was told on 3 occasions by the doctor she was having a girl. She took girl clothes, gave birth to a boy. Oh yes, I'm serious. Oh yes.
Why couldn't they determine that the sex of
so the doctor said, this is how it worked. The doctor said, oh, it looks like today the baby has closed the legs or crossed the legs. So I'm checking, but it looks like I see something like this is how they say, I see something like a womb, so it to be a girl. Then it goes back. Oh, it looks like today I see something like a womb again. So you go, because you know you can't do it more than 3 times or so. It's the 5th month, and then I think the 7th month or so. I've forgotten. You can't do it continuously. So this time, so she does. I think 2. She's confident that the doctor says, oh, because he has seen a womb, but all the times the baby had crossed the leg, so she was having a girl. Okay. She went there with the girl clothes, but I think it wasn't a womb. It was something else.
This just came to mind. Just about 3 days ago, a friend of mine told me that she's lost a friend, and the lady was pregnant, almost due. She's died. I was asking what happened. So did she give birth before dying? I said no, she died together with the baby. It was almost due, like 2 weeks to deliver. She said they were in the room. The husband decided to check on her. She usually would wake up around 5 a.m. But she's not awake. So the man thought, okay, probably she's tired. Another hour. They went and the woman was dead.
Oh my God.
So just when we were discussing this thing, I remembered, I was like, so Does she do the photo shoot? Does
Oh
she do
my
some or
goodness.
something? Now my mind started, you know, it was like so
Imagine if she did a photo
pathetic.
shoot and
I was
for
thinking,
social media.
I would have said, "Any of my idea."
No, there was this
So
lady.
pathetic.
There was this lady even in Yankee. She and her husband were popular dancers online. They used to dance, and she was dancing when she was pregnant with her bump and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And she was actively
Exactly.
dancing, and everybody knew that she's an active person,
That's
a
the one
healthy
you were
person.
talking about, yeah.
And then she died out of high blood pressure or hypertension, something, and she just died. And the guy was on the internet, and he couldn't just hold himself, because you know when you scroll up your pages, all you can see is
The two
your
of them.
beautiful wife and yourself doing dance routines, and all of a sudden the person is gone. I wouldn't say that it is hard grounds Africans. I'll just say that. I just say that it could be anything that could happen. So just make sure that you are on the safest side before you can put it out there or something. That's what I would advise. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do a shoot when I'm pregnant. But then again, if I did, which I mean, I'm siding with Araba here, that I don't know how I'll feel at that time. If I feel good enough to do it, I think that I would post after I have delivered and everything is okay in my house.
Exactly.
Then I'll put it out there.
Perfect.
I know my house
Perfect.
people.
It's been an insightful conversation with the ladies. We've been talking about abuse of power, and also been talking about the pregnancy review or baby bump shoot, and our advisors have come in. But let me take our final words. Now, let me take your final words before we go.
Okay, so let me speak to abuse of power.
Okay.
Those of you in authority, that you are very powerful, that you know that you can use your power for positive things, please do it. And stop using it negatively, because it's really affecting people. Think about yourself, think about other people. Don't be selfish, because if you will not do to your children, do not do to other people. And let us know our rights. Let's stand for our rights. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Na. Asi.
Well, my last words would be that we should all, I mean, like Nas said, live in love and humility, and learn to respect other people aside ourselves. Learn to put our needs behind the needs of the collective good. If what you are doing will not help, just the fact that you have the authority to do it doesn't mean you should. You can take our advice today and just live like a regular human being would. You don't have to show off just because you can. You know, you don't have to also bully someone, infringe on someone's rights, abuse someone, harass someone, just because you have the authority to do so. And this will be my last words for tonight.
All right, Elsie. Araba, the Kumsin.
Of course, the issue of the abuse of power and why people, you know, with power do what they do. I mean, that's a very interesting topic that I still can't get off my mind. So the little I'll say is that people in leadership are there because people put them there. And usually it's those who are at the bottom who put them there. They shouldn't forget that they were once at the bottom. And once you're in a leadership position, it's a privileged position. And it's an opportunity to show by example what can be better, instead of doing what is wrong. So my only words of advice to people in leadership is lead by example, so that the society can be better for it.
Well, the society can be better for it, says Araba Kumsin. And like we've said here, I think we've said a lot today with regards to the abuse of power, and also with regards to the baby bump photo shoots. Well, we have shared our opinions, but it's up to you to decide on what to do. But with the abuse of power, it's not up to you to decide on what to do. It's for you to listen to us and do what's right, because we placed you there and you need to serve us well. You are enjoying our money.
Be servants rather than leaders.
Thank you. We love that, and we'll definitely love you when you do that. You know what?
Exactly.
Once you serve us, we'll love you unconditionally. Anyway, thank you so much for watching The Citizens. I've been doing this with the ever beautiful
Nadolin,
the ever
Araba Kumsin,
and of course our lovely guest for today,
Miss Batali.
And my name is Rosalind Fairley. We'll be back again, and we say make sure that you do share the good news that people should watch Citizens every time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Bye.